Parachain auctions are coming to Polkadot, and this is a big deal. And in this video, we are going to discuss what this is all about and also what this means for the future price of Polkadot and the future supply of Polkadot. And if that sounds good to you, make sure to hit the like button. It really helps support the channel. And with that being said, let's get into the content. Welcome aboard the Bitcoin Express. My name is Chase. Let's get to it. Polkadot Parachain auctions are scheduled to begin on November 11th. And following this news, we saw a small pump with Polkadot. In the crypto space, 17% in a day is considered a small pump. If this was traditional finance, that would be massive. So nothing really special yet. And you're probably wondering, what is a parachain? What is an auction? Let me explain. When it comes to Polkadot, there's something known as the relay chain. The relay chain is responsible for the network's shared security. So here is the Polkadot relay chain. And then on top of the relay chain are parachains, where projects can basically build their own blockchains. Parachains optimize their functionality for specific use cases and in many instances support their own tokens. So this is another visual representation. We have the relay chain over here, and then on top of it, we have these parachains for specific projects, but it's not free. You actually have to enter an auction and bid on these parachain slots, and these projects will need Polkadot to do this. So with Polkadot and Kusama is a pre-production sandbox environment for Polkadot. It allows developers to create their own independent blockchains. This means that each parachain can have its own parameters, such as block times, transaction fees, governance mechanism, and mining rewards, and these parachains benefit from the security of Polkadot's relay chain. So over here, we basically have these own separate blockchains as opposed to Ethereum, where you build on top of Ethereum and follow Ethereum's rules. In this case, these parachains basically make their own rules, but they inherit the security of Polkadot from its relay chain. And when it comes to this auction, it's not a one-time thing. Also, it's not an auction to buy the slot, but instead to lease the slot. Individual parachain slots can only be leased for a period of up to 2 years in 6-month increments. At the conclusion of the lease, the slot will go back up for auction and the team will need to bid for a slot again if they wish to retain one. So this is not a one-time thing, and that's a very bullish sign if Polkadot remains a big player and people are building there and people are using the ecosystem, because these projects will need to buy up DOT in order to enter this auction. But like we said, it is not a buy, it is a lease. So it's not a one-time thing. They will need to do this again in the future. But that is assuming that Polkadot is what we think it will be, right? There are projects there and there are users. So that's the big if. But if Polkadot really takes off and people are there, we will have these auctions over and over and over, meaning that projects will need to continue to buy and own DOT in order to participate. And not only that, in these auctions, for those that actually win these parachain slots, there will be DOT that will be locked up, because parachain teams may or may not choose to use Polkadot's crowd loan mechanism to help back their parachain slot lease bid. Now, if they do, to participate in a crowd loan, users agree to lock up a portion of DOT or Kusama for the duration of the parachain slot lease period, after which they are unlocked. And we know in crypto, locking up is a good thing. If we have crypto locked up, there is less in circulation, and if the demand rises, the price goes up. And here's an interesting tweet from Lark Davis, the crypto Lark. He tweeted $100 DOT just before Parachain launch, then sell the news, because also what we know in crypto is buy the rumor, sell the news. Typically, we see the price of a crypto go up, positive, until the actual event, right? When we actually have the actual event or a release, then we see a big sell-off. But will this time be different? Someone commented on this tweet saying, hard to sell when it's all locked up in a crowd loan Davis. And then Lark Davis responded, just like it all got locked up for Kusama, and he was being sarcastic here, because just because you have lockup periods for these auctions doesn't really mean that it'll just continue to keep going up to the moon, right? It didn't happen with Kusama. But will this time be different? Because with Kusama, as we mentioned earlier before, Kusama is a public pre-production environment for Polkadot. It can be said Kusama acts as a kind of sandbox for developers looking to test early versions of Polkadot's project. And as one of the co-founders of Polkadot stated he expects the Parachain launch to be boring when it comes to Polkadot. And the Kusama Parachain launch was a dress rehearsal, said Habermeyer, who is a co-founder of Polkadot, and he hoped any chaotic elements will be ironed out for the main event, similar to how the Kusama Genesis launch was a bit chaotic. As advertised, we hope the lessons we learned and bugs we squashed in the Kusama Parachain launch lead to a comparably boring Parachain launch on Polkadot. Boring is a good thing in crypto. So it's very hard to compare the Kusama auctions to the upcoming Polkadot auctions. We'll have to see how it plays out. But I think there's something we can all agree on, right? Whether you believe that the price of Polkadot will continue to have a positive uptrend following these auctions, I think something we all can agree on is that there is a good chance that at least leading up to the beginning initial auction, there will likely be positive price action from Polkadot. Not a guarantee, but it is very likely. Anything you choose to buy and you make gains on, all on you. Anything that you buy and lose money on, again, it's all on you. Now, adding to this whole narrative of locked up Polkadot for the auctions, there's also a high percentage of Polkadot being staked, 62%. And in crypto, whenever we hear of a project with a high percentage of crypto staked, it is usually a bullish indicator, right? It means that that crypto is taken out of circulation, and if there's demand, the price goes up. But a problem with this narrative, at least with other projects that I've spoken about before, is that just because it's staked doesn't mean that it can't be unstaked. For example, with Cardano, it has a very high percentage that is staked. But Cardano can be unstaked at any moment. It can be sent instantly to an exchange and sold off. But this is not the case with Polkadot. With Polkadot, you can choose to unstake at any time, but there is a 28-day lockup period. So when unstaking, please note that there is an unbonding period which serves as a cooldown. You will be able to make your tokens transferable after this time has passed, currently 28 days on Polkadot. So staked Polkadot is not as liquid as people think. So we have the auctions coming up. We have a high percentage of Polkadot being staked. It is very likely we will see positive price action with Polkadot. Of course, just like everything in crypto, this doesn't mean that it will go straight up to the moon, and this doesn't mean that it will go straight up without any pullbacks. But if you're thinking on a longer time frame, we likely will see upward movement. So we have the Polkadot ecosystem and the Polkadot token, which people can invest in. And to add to that, there's also the projects within the Polkadot ecosystem. And if you were wondering where can you find them out, if you go to CoinMarketCap and you select Polkadot right over here, it will show you these projects. Same thing for CoinGecko. If you go to the website and you click on the search Polkadot ecosystem, it will show you the projects. Now, let's say you come across a project that you read about, you heard about, you watched a video about, you're interested and you want to buy it. Well, where do you buy it? Whenever you want to figure out where to buy any cryptocurrency, you go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, find the coin, you scroll down to markets, and it will show you all of the exchanges and the trading pairs where it is being traded. Also, there's a very cool infographic that was put out by Polka Warriors on Twitter. I will leave a link for it in the description. It shows you where you can contribute, where to find information, who will be joining these auctions, a visual map of the auction schedule. So I will leave a link for this in the description down below if you want to take a look. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.